There's always this weird delay when I hit it the first time. It's weird.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to our Cerberus Seers game where we are playing B5, Vampire the Masquerade. Does anybody want to recap what went on last time?
We argued about morals among implications of punishing Green, trying to decide what to do with him. We
Mhm.
all realized everybody, for whatever reason, doesn't trust JJ, even though he has not done anything to betray or harm the group. It should be one of the more trustworthy members.
We're
Hmm.
afraid of him.
Don't know why. He hasn't done nothing to y'all yet. Um, there was more stuff, but I know the arguing of to give Father Gray over to French tips took a long time.
Yeah.
All right,
We
Callie,
were
what do you
talking
got?
about
Hmm?
what we wanted to do with giving him over. If we wanted to like put a bomb or a tracker on him or use blood magic to see where he goes to see. We did find out information about where she might be staying. There was some sort of tiny island on the river structure that we think
Hmm.
is likely based on the visions that we've had.
Oh yeah,
The
Fort
water,
Carroll.
it was at the water treatment plant. Is that what it was?
I think it wasn't it Fort Carroll?
I
Fort
have
Carroll. That's right.
okay.
Yes.
Yeah, so I've got some notes. Um based on the handful of things, just the very vague description that Green was able to give you of a place that he had been to a time or two, and a vision that Poppy had seen that was fueled by Rasmus's vitae. You guys are thinking that she must use, at least occasionally, a place that has stone walls that is on the water, but not like in an ocean, but is at least still salty enough that you could smell salt water. Um, and you're guessing that it is also probably very closely associated with those ley lines and the two rivers that you guys have seen very frequent, or that Poppy saw in her vision, which was the Gunpowder River and the Tapsco River. Was it Taps? Yeah.
Hmm.
Um, Based on that stuff, you guys were thinking one good option might be Fort Carroll because it is old, it is abandoned, um, and likely not as much of a tourist trap enough to be noticed. Um, let's see. Um, you guys regrouped and discussed doing blood tests on Father Green. Um, to try and determine if there's anything weird about him. That might be what Cassandra wants, and also to see if there is any connection between him and Poppy, because it is becoming very clear that there seems to be some weirdness between Poppy and Cassandra. Um, let's see. Um, and then JJ was theorizing that there definitely seems to be some kind of connection for the fact that these leyline rivers and Hell House and Balthazar's lair and the cabin that Michael Ambrose had were all in the very close area. Um, you guys debated some theories about what those coffins are and could be. Um, and then decided that you should talk to the Tremere to ask them to do some blood magic on everybody to see who may or may not be related to each other and or Cassandra, or at least to Green rather. Um, and ask if they had any method of tracking Green after you hand him over, or possibly turning him into a bomb. I will say the one Tremere that you guys were talking to, Melody, did seem a little bit more skeptical on the bomb thing, but she did say she does know that the regent, um, Nancy, could probably do the tracking thing. And I believe we left off with the sun starting to rise. If everybody could go ahead and do rouse checks.
What, the sun rising? No.
I know. Yeah. Apparently we've been really bad at the passage of time
No,
in
no.
this game, and I'm trying to be
Sun
better.
rising means it's daytime, so he would not be making rouse checks.
Oh, well, okay, sorry. So sun's rising, you guys go to sleep. Now it's going down, you guys are waking up. Sorry.
Yeah.
I
Damn,
failed
I'm
my
hungrier.
roll.
Ah, rip.
JJ's a bit hungrier now. It's like, oh, I'm hungrier. If only I had like no restrictions on the blood I can partake in. Oh yeah.
You could always do what Poppy did.
Um, lives
Drink
like
from drink from that
oh
sacred stash.
I was gonna say live 60 years, with regret because she hasn't never confronted her family about the issue she had.
You could do that too,
Mm.
but for a more immediate solution, I think the other thing maybe.
Yeah, some
Yeah,
French guy
especially
told me
because
y'all.
JJ's got longer to go because most of his family's still alive.
Yeah, yeah, some French guy told me that Poppy actually went and confronted her mom for this again and without me, but it's okay. It's okay.
Also, by the way, who is the random French guy?
Yeah.
He said his name was like Jean-Luc or some shit.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah. Ah. Well, tomorrow I think we're meeting Shaw again. He needs a night of
He's doing a cleanse,
Rest.
yeah, yeah, it's cleansing. And then
a
tomorrow
brain
morning,
cleanse.
yeah, tomorrow noon I'm got a little party to go to. Still trying to get that Siobhan lady to come. She needs to expand her friendship zones.
Yeah, I will say Matthew did not return to the Haven last time, just so that I don't have to RP Jeanette.
Oh, Matthew's probably throwing someone else in a dumpster.
Or throwing a dumpster onto somebody else. He could do it
Yeah.
because he's strong.
Mm.
He's dumpster strong. Do we need to do any in-game stuff for if Leon wanted to raise his blood potency?
I think that
I know
just
some of the discipline stuff you say we need to do like in person, but like
yeah,
stats and skills. I don't know.
I think blood potency just kind of
Yeah, I think it just kind of
spontaneously,
manifests.
yeah, like sometimes if you're old enough, it just does it. Sometimes if you feed on another
Yeah.
vampire enough, and then sometimes it just thickens for whatever reason.
Yeah, I would say that one you can just do because it's just a matter of, yes, you have been now alive long enough that the blood is now stronger.
And
Then
that's your
I will.
generation. You got a max of three.
Like technically, it probably is like a very slow, gradual build up, but the mechanical benefits hit the moment you spend the XP.
Yeah, the buildup is a minute fruited, as they say.
Yeah.
Why does why are these stats like this?
Mm.
I'm looking at the blood potency details on my sheet, and they don't match what's on the in the
Right.
book.
Okay. So there was a change.
Oh,
Is it
okay.
updated in the player's guide, Kevin?
I think so.
Because I'm looking at the V5 core book extended, which is the PDF that I have.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
chart is wrong. They create updated the chart later. You basically almost add one to most things.
I think the V5 character creation Google document that I made has a correct one, but I'm gonna look and see if I can find
Yeah,
it.
but
Because
Um,
If that changes the feeding penalties, I might change a plan later on.
Yeah, I think it's half for animal blood at 3. Are you going from 2 to 3 or 1 to 3 or 1 to 2?
I was going to go from 1 to 2.
Okay. Yeah, that I'm not sure of.
In the old book, it says animal does none at 3. But if the book is different, then I got to know. But I have the discipline that makes it so it counts as 2 lower. So it's not a
Yeah.
concern yet.
Hmm.
Well, the max you can get to is 3 for your blood potency. So
Oh, is that because of our generation or because of
yeah,
our humanity? Okay.
generation.
Uh, then I will look up that other document you mentioned if I can find it and see what the current table is. But that's why I plan to do that unless it's some sort of
Hmm.
absurd change.
Most of the numbers go up by 1. So like blood
Yeah.
surge and all that, it's like a 1 increase kind of thing. As they
Yeah,
discovered that the numbers were not as useful.
yeah, because in the old sheet it's like every 2 levels it goes up by 1 most of the time
Yeah.
for some of them. I mean, they're like staggered between each other, but what's it called? Vampire?
So what blood potency would you be going? Would your new one be?
I'd be going from 1 to 2.
So the big difference is you rouse 1 extra point of damage, of superficial damage. Um, and then animal blood flakes half of the usual hunger. It would have no effect for you currently because you would treat your blood potency as if it was 0. Um, and then the other one, there is only one. I think you might have one of the only powers that it applies to. There is a thing where you can get a reroll. Um, when you have a high enough blood potency, you can do a reroll on discipline checks, but only when you are using level 1 disciplines. And I think there's only like 1 or 2 that actually require.
Oh yeah, those don't usually have rolls.
Yeah.
Oh, Jeanette, you look a little weird tonight.
That's not nice.
Thanks, Kevin. Not Jeanette.
What? Yeah. I looked up, saw a new thing
You're
popped
having a
up, and I was gonna be
campfire?
like, "Oh, hi," and then I was like, "Wait, what? You're in a different room."
Yeah, the cats are crying and I was getting overstimulated, so.
Mm.
That's fair. So, what do you guys want to do?
Well,
We didn't
I,
resolve Dr. Green, Father Dr. Green. We've dilly-dallied too much.
yeah. Do we want to like?
And
Because I think that dilly-dallying is essentially is what the Cassandra's offering worth handing him over kind of thing. But like, we could just stake him and bury him for a couple decades till we figure it out.
I think the last thing we were going to do was when you talked to, what is his name? No, Lish, Jack, Lambo. What was his name? Shaw. There are a lot of L names. Shaw was going to talk to you the next night after
Hmm.
his big mental rebuild. And then after that, we would decide where to give Father Green. Was that what Shaw was talking about? He was going to handle telling us where to hand him over. So we need to wait for
Yeah,
him to do that anyways.
yeah, we can wait then. He's staked. He's good to go.
Yeah, he can hold on. We can't. There's nothing else we can get out of him. I don't think.
Yeah, so you guys you ate all the marshmallows. You guys roused probably around 5 p.m. You know that JJ, you know that he will experience like the Saturn's flux potion will take effect somewhere between now and or between now and 11 p.m. if it hasn't already when he took it. And
Yeah.
I think the dog needs to go out, so I'll be right back.
Pausing. One.
Okay. So I think I left off with so I'll say, what are you guys doing? I think almost all of you slept at the Haven, like the group
Um,
Haven.
I think we wanted to go to the Tremere to get blood testing to see if Father Green was by chance connected to the Malkavian people. I think that's something we were
That
talking
was
about.
the thing, and I think that somebody had suggested that everybody have their blood read to see if to see what turns up.
Yeah,
But
because Rasmus always assumed that we were all related anyway.
Like all kindred?
No, like all his
He thought everyone
his
was
line.
everyone thought it was his family.
Yes.
Everyone, not just you guys.
No. Well, at least everybody in this
Coterie.
in the coterie he thought was.
yeah,
So I never had a vision. So does that mean I'm not related to Rasmus?
No, I think it.
I don't think some of us are. I just think he thinks so, but it's interesting just to check, and maybe you'll learn more about if um who your grandsires and stuff are. Like, I think they can do stuff where it traces the bloodline, so maybe we'll find some information. I don't know.
Well, if you all say it's okay,
Oh, it's
what's the worst that could happen of giving your blood to a Tremere?
magic. They could use their blood magic to remove an organ and then hold it hostage.
what
Who would
Or
do
just
that? That's crazy.
that
I don't know.
sounds like.
I've heard stuff like in that movie.
That sounds like mystical mumbo jumbo.
Yeah. Well,
Why
let's do
would?
it then. Get it out of the way.
Mm,
If it'll get them to owe us a favor too, that wouldn't hurt.
All right, let's head to one of the chantries to do something that might not bite us in the butt.
It'll be fine.
Okay. So you guys were going to go to the Baltimore County Chantry.
Yeah, the ones
Yeah.
we're more familiar with.
And while we're there, maybe we could talk to that. Is it Nancy?
Yeah, Nancy is the regent. So she is the most powerful politically and just overall best at blood sorcery in the Chantry.
Hmm.
So you I'll say you guys can just go ahead and meet up at the Chantry House, which is this old Victorian house. Um, lots of like pointed roofs and turrets and towers and things, and uh, stained glass windows, and like a wrapped around porch. Does look a little out of place in the area, but it's not like overtly so.
That looks like one of the oldest buildings in the U.S.
Hmm.
No,
Might be kind of old in the
it's not
area, but
hundreds of years old.
I mean, a couple of the homes that, oh, no, they weren't that old. There are plenty of houses in Baltimore that are over 100 years old that just look like regular row houses.
When was Victorian times the mid 19th century? It was like the end of the 19th century.
Well, yeah, it's just the style. Like they just built
Oh,
it to
yeah,
look
yeah.
like that. Yeah.
No, it's early mid 19th century was Victorian.
Yeah. Well, the U.S. wasn't around much longer before that, according to documents. Do they have valet parking?
I don't know, but there is like a large driveway where you could probably fit um several cars, and then at the end of the driveway is like a much more modern looking detached garage. But because you guys have been here once or twice before, that you
Yeah, when
can
the
kind
guy
of
got
just
turned to
walk up to
dust.
the front door and knock on the door.
Well, fingers crossed there's no nonsense this time.
You think that the Tremere are going to be mad at us for knowing where their haven is? I thought that was supposed to be a secret thing.
Well, there's some between I think their chantry and their havens.
Okay.
So this
Yeah.
is kind of like their version of like a community center. But like, what vampire worth their salt would hang out at a community center?
It's a bit on the nose.
Yeah.
And they don't even all have noses.
Yeah.
Well, let's get in there. Who's the one they like the most of the group? Because that person should be in the front, so they're in the best
All
best
right. I
mood.
go and knock on the door.
Uh,
Um,
that won't backfire.
I think it's probably okay. He is able to talk fluently.
I have a lot of I have a lot of contacts
Oh,
and talking amongst the
sorry,
red
dang it.
workers. What did you?
JJ did have a good experience with them last time we were here. Lots of like sharing knowledge and ideas.
I've been talking to Tremere and Fani Akeem and a bunch of the red workers in the area, so I'm known. I know them. We talk. We exchange notes. Um, it's cool. It's cool. So go up to the door,
Yeah.
do the ancient sacred knock, shave and a haircut, 2 bits. Mm,
Yeah. A moment or so later, the front door opens and you see let me get some names. I think Jackson was his name. Um, the very tall, uh, bald black man wearing like a very expensive suit. Regents, I had heard that you wanted a audience with some of the Tremere.
mhm. Yeah, just talk and stuff. Now Jackson's a ghoul, right?
Correct, yes.
Hey, you gonna be at the party tomorrow? You're invited. Daybreak, around noon. We can make it.
I've heard of it. If I have time, I may consider.
It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be
Um,
karaoke.
but he steps back, and says, "Welcome." And the like front door opens into like this blue tiled entryway floor. Um, there's a balcony overlooking this big beautiful wooden staircase going up. Um, and he invites you all in.
I'll walk
Um,
in.
Are there a lot of other people around? Do we see anyone else? Residents or
at the moment,
visitors?
no.
Oh, okay.
Everybody going in?
Yeah.
yes.
Guess so.
Poppy, the second you cross the threshold, you feel this sensation, almost a like a loose hair or a thread pulled out of the back of your collar, almost out of the back, the base of your skull,
She
and that
stops.
dropping sensation of like you missed a step on a staircase.
Oh,
You good?
no, that was weird.
No.
Oh,
Do you need to sit down?
no, I just am confused.
Need a hot toddy?
Um, no. Was is Is a Tremere known as Cassandra, is she banned from this place?
I Yeah, no, he would know the names. Well, yes. Come, you'll want to speak with Nancy.
I'm not sure if I should be here.
No, you're safe as anyone can be.
We've got your back.
Okay.
I mean, the Tremere are so trustworthy. We should be fine here.
It's not them that I'm worried about. It's kind of me, I guess. If she can somehow see through my eyes, or if there is a part of her connected to me at this point, then this might be an issue.
Maybe they have no way of
There
severing it.
there are plenty of protections on the unauthorized entry and shape changer possessed from entering premises.
Okay.
And if you is found that you do have an unwelcome visitor, I'm sure that someone among the household can rid you of them.
Okay. When I walked in just now, I felt like a hair was being plucked from me, and then I kind of felt like I was missing a step.
That was maybe it was like the thread connecting you to her being yanked off your head.
Maybe that would be nice. I guess. Sorry, not to derail it, but let's just continue.
Mm.
So he invites you further in, and the interior of the chantry is all like dark hardwood flooring and walls. There are several various different like potted plants all over the place. Um, and he invites you into this like parlor filled with several leather couches and chairs, but with windows covered with like these deep green velvet curtains. And along one wall is just full of bookshelves that reach all the way up to like the 12-foot ceiling and one of those like sliding ladder things.
Mm.
He says, if you'll give us one moment, I will have Nancy and perhaps one of the others attend you.
Groovy.
Thank you.
Remember, party.
He gives you a nod and then backs out.
So we're left alone in the receiving room.
Mm.
I'm gonna look around and see what kind of like books that they put out for guests to see, in case there's anything that's not just like history or something or nonfiction, you know. In case there's any like, I guess they might not have like occult books, but like if there are any, I'd like to see what they got.
Reader's Digest from 1980. Oh, apparently the show MASH is ending soon.
Nobody watches that. No, there's surely no one would watch the end of that.
Did you see the end of MASH?
I don't know.
Um,
I might have fallen asleep during the movie.
so there's all sorts of different things. Several of them are in languages that you don't know. One or two are in languages that you've never seen. Like that does not look like a language you've ever seen in your life. But there are also others that are like that talk about the keys of Solomon. One or two that talk about the humors of the blood. That sort of thing.
I'm gonna peruse the blood one while we wait. It seems like these people know about their blood.
Oh yeah, the classic humor is like it's a major part of Thin Blood Alchemy too. Though honestly, not of the Sanguine's not as funny as you would think it was.
Is there any relation to the old science of biles, the four biles?
Bile is one of them, yeah. Yellow bile, black bile,
Right.
blood, and phlegm.
Those are the four biles, or the
Humors.
four humors, and two are
Yep.
biles.
Yep.
Okay. And is your alchemy just mixing different ratios of those things,
Well, it mixes
and then like
some different
pouring it in someone?
yeah, it's like different resonance of the blood, so different humors as they used to call them, plus a few other um mystically aligned things, plus my own blood mixed in with it. So like you want something to make someone fly, you think of things that would make you fly, so like feather and other lightweight materials, stuff like that. So
So it's a lot of metaphor-based spellcraft.
mhm. Yeah,
The
association
essence of a
by
thing creates
mhm.
the thing.
Mhm.
Yep.
I could learn that.
Wow. But the biggest thing with thin blood alchemy is the utilizing of the thin blood. Now Tremere have blood sorcery, which is a slightly different, but there are still some overlapping principles, which is what I've actually been working on with a couple of the Tremere and other red workers to see if there's a way to take blood sorcery and thin blood alchemy and kind of merge them or to like bridge a gap between them. It's been tough. We're finding some hard no's so far, but it could just be our lack of knowledge since thin blood alchemy's been around for 30, 40 years at most.
Wow.
Hmm.
Well, if anyone can crack that, it'll be you.
Yeah, I'm probably one of the most experienced and powerful thin blood alchemists in the world.
I hope that doesn't become hubris.
Now, hubris is, believing your own propaganda. I know what I can do.
Mm,
I also know my
well,
limitations.
that's the most important thing.
Yeah.
I'll say because it's funny then that that's actually when two of the Tremere come in. Um, one of them is a uh, sorry, baby's behind me making like animal noises with one of her toys and startled the crap out of me.
Hmm.
Um, so one of them is the uh very young black woman with wearing like gold eyeshadow and lots of jewelry. JJ, you actually turn the what off? I'm not turning all the lights off. Um, this is actually the woman that you tested Elevate on a million years ago back at a Pep Me Up, Becca. She had also helped you guys when you were trying to learn more about that murder. And then next to her is Nancy Henriquez, the sort of the elderly um, woman with like slicked back fraying hair, um, wearing like a black business suit and this like white silk neck scarf.
Howdy.
Regents.
Well, nah, that's so formal.
JJ then.
Yeah.
And what do we owe the pleasure?
Well, we are just curious about things. We're dealing with a individual named French Tips who sorry, Cassandra, who's been having some issues. And she is through the investigation. We had some just general thoughts about things, and some of it could be helped by you. For example, um, there seems to be some perhaps connection with one of her potential moles, a kindred, and the Malkavians, and we were wondering if he was actually was a Malkavian maybe, and stuff. So we have a little bit of his blood, and then we all have a little bit of, well, uh, thicker ones have a little bit of theirs to see if there's like dire connections between people and stuff, just to kind of see where we lie and everything, see if there's more going on than we anticipated. Because I think, Poppy, you said something about Cassandra being able to potentially see your premonitions.
Yes.
Mm.
It's the last few times that I've had a premonition, it does feel like I have a presence in that premonition. One time I blatantly called out to her because I thought it was her, and there was a response. And then the last time I had a premonition, it was very strong, and I felt like she was looking through my eyes and even requesting an access to look through my eyes. I'll tell them the premonition I had.
Okay.
And when I walked through the door, I felt like there was a hair that was being pulled, and I felt like I missed a step.
And as far as you're aware, you had no Auspex abilities active at the time, or perhaps protean disciplines.
No.
And it happened at the threshold.
Mm-hmm. And I asked your ghoul
Jackson,
if
um,
Cassandra was banned from here, and he said yes.
well, specifically that wait a second, I'm looking at my notes here. At the threshold, and oh yeah, I can get you your agreements. Give me a second. At the threshold and at every entrance to the chantry, is a shape change ward. It prevents any creature that is shape changed or inhabiting the body of another creature, usually using animalism or auspex, to be forced to their natural form. So if she was currently spying on you, she's not currently, nor anyone else for that matter. So that does imply that somebody was at the exact moment you crossed the threshold. So, but if you'd like, we can certainly. I feel like the first test would be to. It might be prudent to try and see if we can sense whatever it is that is surrounding you, Poppy, and then deal with the um tasting the blood later. Um, give me 1 second. I'm going to go get a thing for the baby.
Pause.
Okay, thank you. Okay.
So here the vials of blood for you to test that. Oh, and there's Poppy talking. That's right. I think with the premonition thing, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, we
So,
just came back from a pause.
mm-hmm. So the first step would be scrying on you. It would allow us to see your aura. It would show if anybody has been using blood sorcery on you recently. It might also show some signals of your current mental state and that sort of thing. Um, if you'd allow it, I could do it right now.
I mean, sure. I'm not sure that, I don't know. I was gonna say I'm not sure that there'll be much to find, but we won't know that until you
Well, it
try.
would tell us if you've been influenced by blood sorcery recently,
Mm. Okay.
or
Yeah, I can.
potentially also a few other disciplines may show up.
Okay. Then
So typically this is a role of her versus your composure and subterfuge, but I would say if you'd like, you can just voluntarily fail it.
Oh yeah, I'll voluntarily fail it.
Okay. She sort of focuses on you for a second, and for a moment her eyes go like completely blood red, but just for a second. Um, and she blinks it away, and you're definitely being influenced by some level of blood sorcery, but are you accustomed to someone using aspects on you frequently?
What?
I mean, no.
It seems that you've been the target of aspects very frequently, likely within the last hour or so.
Oh, that is a bit concerning. I mean, mm,
So there are two things that we could do. There is a nullification ritual, which would basically end anything that is currently got its hold on you. And then there is a one that is a bit more that would make you resistant to that sort of influence.
uh, can I ask why it is that would be happening so frequently? If you haven't any idea.
Uh, I believe if you were of the blood of Malkavian, presumably several others around you in your line have auspex. I frequently I am familiar with that. My sire personally often used auspex to sort of check in on how I was doing by sharing the senses.
Oh, well, I do believe that it is a non-consent, non-consensual aspects viewing. However, I am connected to the web, but in a very very keenly. So I don't know if that could be it, I guess.
This definitely feels different, a bit more deliberate. Perhaps let's do the nullification ritual, make sure there's nothing currently with a hold on you. And then perhaps when we do the taste of blood ritual, I can get a more of a sense of where that aspects may be coming from.
That would be nice. That's what I was going to ask, if we would be able
Of
to
course.
tell. Because I have a lot of, I mean, I do, my brother is, he's away currently. I mean, we're not constantly in contact. And then my sire is very protective, but I wouldn't believe, I have a hard time believing that either of them would not tell me they were checking up on me.
Mm-hmm. As she hands over Becca, if you would, and she disappears and comes back a few moments later, carrying this like large glass bowl of what looks like water. but JJ, you instantly recognize it from the scent. That is hydrochloric acid. That's not water. Um, Becca puts the bowl on this little table next to Nancy and hands her a small pouch. And Nancy reaches in and pulls out like several dried stems of lavender and pulls a few of the buds off into her palm, and then bites the heel of her palm and like grinds the lavender into it and drops it into the bowl. Um, it isn't like it doesn't boil away instantly. It just like swirls around. Uh, and she says, "This is the part that is always a touch unpleasant. The mixture needs to be applied to your skin, usually at the source of where the ritual was placed. If Unless you have any ideas of where perhaps she's contacted you in any of these visions, I would suggest perhaps like temples or forehead. It will be unpleasant and might leave a small burn mark, but it should heal relatively easily."
That's fine. I mean, the only hypothesis I would have about that is she's very keen to hand prints on your chest, I guess.
Is there anything we can do to help or support?
For this one, not so much. If you prefer, if you want to do the more long-term thing, that may need some help. It is a bit, it's painful, and the reaction may not be, um,
Okay, everybody grab an arm, hold her down.
We're not doing that right now.
no, not right now. No, this
Oh.
will sting for a moment. It will easily be healed with the
But
Mercy
the
Clause.
offer's there.
Effectively, like it'll do like a couple of points of uh what is it? Not lethal
Lethal?
damage. The
Bashing?
superficial.
Superficial?
So she gets a towel that Becca provides and this small like comically like bright Halloween orange silicone ladle. Um and sort of if you would, and she'll pour it over that spot that you indicated. Um yeah, it stings like hell. Um it stinks too. Um
Ew.
you take um 2 points of superficial damage. Um and she sort of like steps back and does the thing again where her eyes go blood red for a moment and looks. So any spell that she had is broken. I see no residual specs on you either. It is possible she could still reach out again if you should encounter her in another vision. The ritual that the next ritual that I would use is a sort of counter magic one. It I would gift you a ring, effectively. Um, the ritual is focused on that. As long as you bear the ring for approximately a week or so, you will be guarded from. You'll have a measure of resistance. It's not to say that you cannot be affected at all, um, but it would certainly make it a lot harder.
Okay. Yeah, I will do that. I mean, I have a feeling though that we got connected because I think I might have started this, I guess. She took advantage of it.
Based on what you've said and what I know of her, she was looking for a way in. If it wasn't you, it would have been someone else. Cassandra is the type that she uses people like tools.
That's what it seems. I guess it's probably for the best that I recognized what was going on almost immediately.
Certainly, yes. And you said she's been spying on you for, hang on, baby just dipped and left me.
Oh,
We may need to take a quick break.
Okay, pausing.
Okay. Um, so Nancy says, this spell, um, it would involve your hand passing over fire. Just be aware, small, very small flame, but
Okay.
um, and she pulls a golden ring off of her finger and hands it to you, and then walks
Aw,
over to retrieve a
congrats.
candle from one of the shelves behind you. It's very, very simple. Kind of like chunky gold band.
should I put it on?
And she Mhm.
If you need
Doesn't
something
matter
to
where.
bite on for the pain, I have a rawhide bone.
I might take you up on that.
It's good for you.
I've heard mixed things about rawhide. Some people say it's good for dogs, some people say it's not.
It depends on the dog. You need what, kiddo? Um, she holds out the candle to Jackson, who produces a lighter for it. Um, and then she sort of pulls her chair closer to where you're sitting, Poppy, and puts her hand up. Your hand, if you would. And she'll hold on to your hand and passes the candle flame back and forth underneath the ring. At first, it's not so bad, but the ring heats up very quickly, and you feel your skin burning and starting to maybe even blister under the ring. I need you to make a terror frenzy roll for me. Difficulty 2.
Okay. What do I roll for that?
Your remaining willpower.
This would have been a good time for me to have picked up Well the Beast.
Also, I think Poppy, as this is getting hotter, she's like, like she's making noises.
Oh yeah, no. Yeah, it probably not pleasant. Yeah.
Wow.
None.
One success.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
no,
typically with a terror frenzy, you flee from the source of whatever is causing that kind of pain or from the source of the fire. You can um like pull back and just remove yourself from the situation, and that would end the frenzy because you are no longer being burned. You can spend a willpower to hold out for I think it is regain it for a single turn. So I would say um it would probably take the duration of the spell is probably about, we'll say, 3 turns. Um
Oof. I'm
um
gonna spend a willpower, but I'm also gonna
Okay.
say,
Can you guys hold me still?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hold you
I'll
down.
say with the willpower spend, whoever is holding her, go ahead and make I guess strength athletics test.
I can do that.
everybody's holding me, right?
You took the hunger dice.
JJ, you helping?
Older town? Yeah, what do we roll?
Strength athletics versus Poppy. This would be your dex and athletics.
Okay.
I got 3 successes.
Yeah,
I got
this-
And I think Dave's taking a
two
quick break right
two
after this bit open.
successes.
So you want to pause again? Quick.
Yeah, sorry, fam.
Again. So I got
Okay.
4 successes on my strength athletics.
Yeah. So, Poppy, you for a second you smoked the cocos and tried to push down this well of panic. And it works for about a minute. Um, and then as it continues on, um, you feel like you feel the temperature of the room heating up around you. It almost feels like the room is getting significantly hotter. Um, you can't. It's hard to tell. It almost looks like you're seeing smoke come off of the ring or steam at least, and you're seeing things in the steam. Of like there is like a skull and then a um the sort of thing that initially you thought was a star that sort of like fractures out. And I am going to say you are suffering from your Malkavian delusion.
Oh,
Um,
it,
your perceptions are screwed. For the moment, you are seeing some wild shit. The beast is panicking and cannot get out. And is manifesting by trying to make sense of what the hell is happening. So, you are still functional, but you receive a 2 dice penalty to rolls involving dexterity, manipulation, composure, and wits for 1 scene. So I'm gonna send this to you.
I have it. I got it.
Okay.
It's on.
Um,
I'm gonna highlight it for myself.
um, and after a very tense 5 minutes of you guys holding on to her, as you see Poppy like kind of freaking out a little bit, probably looking around a little panicked. If she pulls the candle away, blows it out, and then it takes the same hand that she had bitten earlier and squeezes out a few drops of vitae over the top of the ring. And it immediately sizzles and smokes and boils away in a second. Um, but now that the fire is gone, Poppy, you no longer feel that intense sense, like desire to run and get out of this building immediately. You can tell that the danger has passed, but you are still seeing things at the corner of your vision, um, that are a little disorienting and distracting. Um,
I think
she says as long as
Poppy will like close her eyes really tight, and like I think maybe there's her tears are coming out, blood tears.
Nancy reaches into a pocket and hands you a handkerchief.
Thank you.
I'm sorry. I know it's not pleasant.
What has to be done?
For what it's worth, the last person that I did to jump through that window.
Honestly, that does make me feel a little bit better.
For the next week, that should keep Cassandra's eyes off of you, as well as grant you some protections against other blood sorcery and possibly even some other disciplines as well.
Thank you.
Effectively, you have a +2 dice bonus to resist rolls against any blood sorcery, as well as potentially against certain forms of like dominate and awe specs.
I'm gonna write that down.
And what was that? I'm trying to remember the ritual that lets you figure out what
Plan.
yeah.
Um,
I thought it was Taste of Blood, but
Taste of Blood is the um first part of it. That's the actual
Blood Walk.
path.
Okay, yeah,
Blood
this
walk,
is
yeah.
it.
Hmm.
Okay. Oh, okay. Um, she says, if you'd like, I can both Becca as well as one of our other um magisters, Samuel, know the blood walk ritual. They could perform it. It does take about an hour. Um, could have both of them perform it simultaneously, so you can get your answers within 3 or 4 hours for each of you. Who is undergoing it? Obviously, I know you said this Father Green individual. Please don't throw things.
Yeah,
All
Father
of us.
Green. Um,
Hmm.
yeah, we got blood basically from the Hoach.
Oh, fart.
Everybody here, so except for me. I don't need to know anything. I know who my sire is. I'm a lowly thin blood that nobody cares about.
Well, I think we all know who our sires are.
No.
Yeah, well, yeah, forgot.
Not everybody.
Well,
Hmm.
let's do it.
Betty doesn't know either.
I'll go
Yeah.
first. What are we doing?
Not much. I think it's kind of a passive thing. We give them the stuff.
We like spit on a petri dish or something?
Yeah, basically you just give them
So
a bit of your blood.
I think stop. Okay, so subject one rouse check's worth. So I assume it'll be one rouse checks from y'all. Or is it from the caster? What the?
Hmm?
Can you still hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, a bit echoey.
Why is it? It just told me it was disconnected.
Hmm. You're a bit muffly, so
Can you
maybe
also hear me?
it's pulling from the laptop microphone now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, definitely laptoping. I don't hear the delay like I normally do.
Okay. Can you hear me though?
Yeah, we
We
can hear you.
It's just echoey. It's through the laptop.
Oh, I have to mic that. Maybe let's go to pause real quick.
Okay, pause. You said,
Yeah.
and we're back.
Okay. So Nancy says if you provide the vitae to me, I can Becca actually will walk by, come up with like a tray to take it from everybody. Um and she says whatever we see we can like write down on a piece of paper and give it
Ooh,
back.
got an idea.
So you're not just
Sire
gonna
or
speak it all out in front of everybody? That's good.
yeah, I was thinking maybe you could do like a sire reveal kind of party, like different colors, like congratulations, he's dead, or congratulations, your sire's an asshole.
Well, I don't think it will tell us if he's dead. It would tell us their names, their generation, um, and
Can you re
clan, of course.
can you go back further, like down the line kind of thing?
If it's a particular, if it's a particularly potent draw sometimes, effectively like on a critical win it could, but on a typical win, no, not usually.
Yeah, let's just find out. Some of us we just,
Um,
yeah. But his
but
father's green.
you were curious specifically about a connection between Green and Poppy, correct?
Mm-hmm. See if there's a
Okay, we
lineage
can,
connection.
yeah, we could do there is a small lineage ritual that we could do on those two. And you have any other suspected Malkavians amongst yourselves?
I don't think any of us have any real traits of Malkavians. We, right?
Yeah. River is the only thing I can think of, but he's not here.
Oh, here's his blood. I
Are
asked
you
for it the
cool?
other day. I asked for it the other day.
It might be good to figure out what clan he is in, since we don't know that
Mhm.
yet.
Hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, we know Heather's just because I couldn't be the sire.
Mhm.
I was off getting milk. Okay.
So, while they performed that ritual, was there any other questions that you had for us?
Um, do you have a ritual that could send like a magical feedback to Cassandra, causing her head to explode or burn off?
Yeah, that's not really a thing as much. If I could, if I could get eyes on her, I could, I could attempt to pulverize her like a very ripe tomato, but one, I sincerely doubt she'd let me get close enough to her, and there's no guarantee it would work. That sort of overt weaponized use of the blood typically only works when you are like in very close proximity with your target.
Hmm.
I think Melody had mentioned something about a tracking spell. Those I can definitely do.
Yeah, tracking spell possibly on Father Green if we send him back to Cassandra.
Like how that one would work is typically I would carve a rune somewhere onto his skin.
Hmm.
Um,
Here's a piece of a skin. Hmm.
well, it'd
Uh,
have to be still be attached.
Oh, okay.
Um, um, add a handful of other components, and then usually for about a week, perhaps a month, if I can get the ritual just perfectly, we should be able to track him. Um, if I can tie it to a map and expect that he'll stay in the same general region, it's a little bit more precise. Do you have any idea where you think he'll be going?
No, that's why we need the tracking spell.
General area. You're expecting the hightail is back over like halfway across the country?
No, we have reason to believe that she is still she's here in Maryland, so she won't be
Mhm.
going he won't be going further than that.
Can I can I get can I put it to the ceiling? Sure. Where the light is? I don't think it's gonna fit in there. And I'm not gonna put it in there because I don't want to melt the light or melt the pool noodle. Um but yeah, I could certainly do that. I would have to have access to him. You could either bring him here or I could think perhaps it'd probably be best if I go to this individual if you're saying that they're connected to Cassandra.
Mm-hmm.
I I've been hearing Cassandra's name for probably a couple of decades at this point. She is a thorn in the side of the entire pyramid, effectively. Um, what what do you think it is that she has an interest here in?
No lines.
Hmm,
Mhm.
okay. There are a handful in the region.
Mhm. She's identified a bunch.
Hmm. And those were the golden lines that you mentioned in your vision, Poppy?
Mhm. Yeah. She, I think, has been working. I mean, she has been working on this for a long time, trying to get the system worked up where vampire goes into the coffin, special coffin, and then comes out big and strong.
Mhm.
And she needs the power of the ley lines, I think, in order to do that.
And she's making some sort of like gold super soldier thing.
See, the thing is, though, she's presumably using blood sorcery for this. I mean, I suppose she could be using some aspects of Oblivion. I do know that she has close associates that use that, but blood sorcery has a cost. There is always a cost, usually of blood, sometimes of pain, or some other sort of sacrifice, but there is usually a cost to it. Um, so I wonder if these coffins are bequeathing power, what is giving them that power?
Um,
Mm. Well, we know that she's using coffins that from people that are connected in some way or another, like Gemini connections, husband and wife, mother and child, siblings, twins, just through the ages, and those are the coffins she's using. But like the people in them are already dead.
Hmm.
I'm trying, like my vision, I think had, I think like a blood draining system, but like again, I don't know where she would be getting that blood from unless she's killing a lot of people, and we haven't heard any reports of that. Or have a lot of people locked up and are constantly draining them.
mhm.
I mean, that is entirely possible. And
But in order to power these, there would have to be a lot. She would have to have a lot of people, and we haven't heard anything like that.
I mean, you guys have heard that she's been selling these things like
Multiple places
all
around the
up and
country.
down yeah. At least in one or two different, at least you've heard of two different people in two different states selling them. And as a reminder, a while back, Poppy saw a vision of several of those coffins in what appear to be other people's havens, though unclear exactly who those people were.
Yeah, so instead of like one gigantic process of having like a lot of people, she's selling them, and then those people are have different people.
At least Philly and Georgia were a couple places I heard about. But without information of like how big the scale of the things was in those places.
And I wonder, a lot of this went down around the same time that you encountered that uh
Hmm.
individual in the cemetery, yes?
Yes.
I wonder if part of the reason that she is specifically picking um individuals with close emotional ties is she's not necessarily aiming for the coffins or even so much the bodies. She is focusing on the connection that the wraiths would have, the
Mm.
spirits that were in them. That may
Hmm.
exist beyond the veil, and to use that would certainly be powerful.
Mm-hmm.
I would hazard a just as a precaution, perhaps if you do come upon one of these coffins, maybe don't sleep in it. At least not yourself. Perhaps ask someone else to do it first. Um,
We may be able to acquire one soon. And if
I
we
would
do,
be
yeah, I think we're going to
I would
want to
be
do as
very
many
excited.
tests and experiments
Mm-hmm.
from the
And
outside.
also, you've mentioned that there are a handful of places that you suspect may be for you
Up the
okay?
moon.
That could be for do not hit me with that. I just got in the face by a damn pool noodle.
Mm.
But you're not in the pool. I don't know.
Um, she says if you do have a very specific location that you think could be a furcus, if you bring any kind of soil or dust or blood or water from the area, I may be able to help trace where it goes and perhaps if it's been tapped any time in the past several weeks or months.
Hmm.
That is a thing though. So there are like the rivers that you've mentioned, there are plenty of furcuses or ley lines that branch off of it. Um, one that is as extensive though as the one that you mentioned, Poppy, we should have seen like the Tremere have been in this region for going on nearly 2 centuries. The only way that we wouldn't have found it is if it's new or something has been masking it for a very long time.
Hmm.
I would
What are you
ask.
doing?
The
What are you messing with my clean laundry for?
children. Um. Well, things can mask things from you, so
Mm, that's true. Um, you what? Um, and say you were to track this Father Green to Cassandra, do you have any plans beyond that point?
kill her.
Mm,
We're pretty straightforward. Hmm.
There may be some steps between A and B, but that's the B.
Yeah.
that's fair. Um, give me a second. I'm trying to pull up some things here. So, um, at this point, da, 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 it's probably getting fairly close to like midnight at this point. You guys have been here for a couple of hours talking and uh
Ritualizing.
yeah, doing the various rituals. Um and I'll say that Becca and Samuel, who's a age, very, very pale man with like sort of auburn hair pulled back in a ponytail. Um, uh, walk out with uh a stack of basically of envelopes with your names on them. Obviously, those of us that did the ritual have seen this, but respect that secrets are important. Um, that said, for the individual that is not here, um, yes, Poppy, there is with seemingly a very distant relation, somewhere between yourself and this green. Um, um, what? Oh, Jesus! The baby fell into a box. Hang on.
Happens all the time.
Oh, okay. Um, Leilani, then stay out of the box because I can't keep come saving you every 5 seconds. Um, yes, it does appear that you are of some distant relation, not extremely close. His generation is um just above that of what would be considered a thin blood. Does this cat not remembering the exact number?
13th. It's 13th.
Such that it seems some of the aspects of Malkav's descendants sort of skipped him, but
Ah.
not enough to
So if you
destroy
take
the
these,
connection.
That is
Seems.
extremely interesting.
yeah.
Are we all related?
Or like biologically?
No.
River is indeed a Malkavian.
Oh, that's nice.
See? And
From what we
y'all
can
call
tell,
me
he is
weird for
not
taking his blood all the time.
all the time. He is not very closely related, at least of the kindred blood, with you, Puppy. However, um, there is one other connection.
Hmm.
It appears, however, very distantly. JJ, there are some remnants of Malkav in your line.
Uh-huh.
And that's crazy shit. Hmm.
So all of you are handed envelopes. Presumably all of you except perhaps well, two of you know your sire's name. Two of you or Leon, you probably know a couple of names of your sire, but you very definitely do not know their true name.
That's right. And I'm also
Um,
upset and unhappy that these people know my true name.
I mean, you could have said you didn't want to give it to them.
I know. I thought, well, I thought there'd be like the limited number of people who know it, and that
Yeah.
professional courtesy would make them move it on. I
Well,
thought the cost was worth the benefit.
yeah. Right now,
But he's not
only
going to tell anybody else what's on his little sheet.
You don't have to open it now either.
what's on the
Yeah,
sheet?
he's going to open it
What's on the sheet?
in
What's on the
private.
sheet? Oh, what's on the sheet? Score the blood.
I pocket mine.
I think Poppy starts to ask, and then she sees him pocket it, and she doesn't.
And I'm trying to keep a note of who I know of them that may have seen it when they did the ritual, like who was involved in the ritual that would know the name.
You know that it was either Becca or this other guy that just walked in, Samuel.
So basically one of them maybe, unless they share it with each other.
Hmm.
I will remember this.
Oh,
Mhm.
Mechanically, it only gives them power over me if they use it to me. So as long as I avoid them entirely, that
Mhm.
may remove the disadvantage.
Mm.
Or they end up dead. But who knows?
Mhm.
I volunteered for it.
Hmm.
So
um, I opened my envelope and I see Vincent Van Gogh, and I go, yeah, that's okay.
You just see a thing and then underneath it, can we get his autograph?
It's just like the little like Discord emoji eyes underneath of it.
Vincent Van Gogh.
Yeah, once our game's over. Yeah. Because I mean that he's a popular dude.
Yeah.
people seem to like him.
What?
He was on that TV
No.
show with the doctor.
She turned off the light on.
Yes.
Bye. Turned out the light and slammed the door.
It sounds like it's almost time to wrap up.
Yeah. I looked
You're
over at her like
you're
she
an
locked eyes
unhinged
with me.
gremlin child.
And I was like, don't do it. And she's like, hee.
She is perched on the arm of my chair, giggling manically.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
uh,
So yeah, so we got our envelopes, we got some information.
mhm.
The Father Green is a distant relation of Malkav with him. We just don't know how distant, because it could be two sires
Mhm.
back, three sires. But that would explain one reason Cassandra might want him, like I was suggesting. She's using him, wants to use him to tap into the Madness Network.
I would honestly, my guess is that part of it was that connection between the two of you that allowed her to pry into your visions from such a distance. Um,
Does that mean that there's really nothing that could stop her from doing it again, as long as we still have
well, one
our
thing, not calling out to her would be one thing. If you see her in your vision, try not to acknowledge or address her in any way so that you avoid calling attention to her. Obviously, just seeing her, I do not think would trigger it. Are you okay, kiddo? Oh, Lordy, the Candyland just hit the floor and went down the stairs. Um, I don't think just seeing her in your vision would necessarily call her attention. And then if you do draw her attention and she does try again, the ring will give you some measure of resistance against it, especially now um, that you can at least have an idea of what you're looking for. Um, I will say, however, the name that he had given you, I believe it was like Harold Green, not apparently his true name. His name is
Motherfucker!
apparently
He lied to
Nathaniel
us!
Alder.
He lied to us! He's probably not even a real priest.
Or even a father.
Unfortunately, the blood does not tell us that.
I Googled the name. Mhm.
There's no little crosses in there.
Mhm.
Actually, no. No, Margot was very thorough. There is a very extensive record of Father Green being a priest. And like lists his church and like the website has not been hacked at all.
she's good at what she does.
All right. Well, we did find some information, so that's useful.
But nobody else except for me is related to Rasmus.
Well,
Plausibly green or me.
presumably, if I would say it's hard to tell how far back just because Rasmus is a much older generation than any of the group of you. Um, but it is a very good chance considering you are very directly descended from Rasmus, as far as I have ever heard from the man himself and Wilhelm, your sire, from the handful of times we've associated. I would say yes, distantly somewhere along the line, uh, there is some portion of Rasmus's vitae in both JJ and Father Green or Nathaniel Alder, whichever.
Well, looks like I
Cousin.
have to commit some cousin side.
JJ's my cousin.
I mean, we're all cousins in a way.
You're my cousin.
Not biologically.
No, but in the same way that
Child, why does
John
this room
Lee's
look
my
like a
brother.
hurricane went through it?
Well, if we're blood cousins, that make us blousins.
I've got nothing to say to you. Let's move on.
Here,
Did you hear the
one of the
cat?
cats like chirping in the background.
I saw it said Poppy and Husk are talking, and I was like, the only one who talked was Fatty Bear.
Yeah.
All right. That's probably a decent time to be
Mhm.
drawing out, though.
Okay. Yeah, so I'll say with that you guys can retrieve your um leave the Tremere. Oh, Nancy will say uh rune on um
Yeah.
Father Green. And if so, where should we meet? It seemed like you wanted to resolve this mess with him very
Would you
Oh.
quickly.
be able to go
So
Melody? She knows where it is.
for reference, because we have established that there's a lot of timey-wimey stuff. Oh Lord, the paper just took off. At this point, it's probably getting close to midnight. As far as you know, JJ, Shaw has probably experienced the purge by now. You have approximately 5, 6 hours or so before you will be forced into day sleep. Um, but yeah. And then the day after your next day sleep is when you're meeting with Shaw. So you've
Okay.
got a couple of hours this night, and then midnight the day after your next sleep is yeah.
Yep, and then I will be having the party in 12 hours or so.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Yeah. So I say we'll leave off with the group of you exiting the Tremere Chantry, guided by Jackson. Uh, as the halls in this place sort of like seem to warp a little. It's hard to guess exactly what direction you are supposed to be going, as sort of labyrinthine. And I believe last time you guys were here, you were told that if you don't have a guide, it's really easy to get lost in here. Yeah, so with that, I hope a bloody good time. Bye.
Yeah, fine.
It sounds